You're my girl. Yeah.
Security check. Was he doing security
Yeah,
check?
she's doing, yeah, she's.
All right. I don't know what time it is, but I'd like to bring the meeting.
It's
I have
4:05.
4 o'clock straight up.
It's 4 o'clock. I go by,
I got 4:05 as well.
I got 4 o'clock.
You're outvoted.
you're watching,
No, I have 4:05 here. I make the
you're
correction.
watching slow.
Great. Thank you, MJ, for sending out the minutes.
Sorry.
It's okay. I think Chris and I both picked up on the bottom section that mentions the next meeting. I think we just need to modify that to say July, and then up here.
Oh, I highlighted that just because I wasn't sure we were gonna meet in August, so I
Oh,
left that
okay.
as a question.
It says June.
I know, I didn't change anything, I just highlighted it to remind me to do it, but I will fix that for
Great.
for the minutes, yeah.
Great.
Oh, cause this one was, that is correct, for these, oh no, July. What month is this?
This is July.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I really do know.
Did anyone else have anything they wanted to discuss about the minutes?
Oh, I have a copy here, if anyone wants to see them. Wasn't 100% sure of the time that we left, I'd usually record it and I didn't. I thought it was almost 7 o'clock. Was that right?
When we left?
Oh no, probably 5:55. It was almost, it was late, it was a couple hours, I
Yeah, it
thought.
was about 6 o'clock,
Yeah,
6:15.
it was
Yep.
not 7, definitely
Yeah.
not.
So I'll fix that. So what do we think? 6:15?
Let's jump, yeah, let's do 6:15.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. Do we need a motion?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Great.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. All right, next on the agenda, I have just workshops and events. How did Bob's most recent event go?
Well, it was well attended.
Very
We saw no birds, and heard no birds except something.
We
Birds we
heard
didn't want to get
thrushes.
well.
Oh, well, okay, we heard thrushes, but we didn't hear whippoorwills or owls,
Okay.
which was the focus.
But we heard right out here, we heard chimney swifts, and Bob said he doesn't normally hear them in Webster. I have them,
Yep, that was great.
yeah, so that was good.
When you say well attended, how many people?
There were
let's see if we can
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us,
So a nice size for
9.
birdie. 9.
plus Bob.
I counted Bob.
Okay,
Kristen and her husband,
that's 2
Laura
plus
Laura and her husband.
3, 4, 5. Juliana.
Juliana,
6, 7, and
Eight.
Bob. And Bob,
And
8,
Bob.
9.
Great.
The 2 Bobs.
That's almost half of Webster.
Well, I made an effort to.
you
get
did, it was
people
good. I was
down.
gonna invite Laura, and then I saw she was on the list.
Great. And then I think we don't have another event that Bob's putting on until the winter time, is that correct?
The bare bones.
Yeah, and he said it's early December, and I honestly don't remember whether we agreed on a date or not for that.
Okay, we can,
I can look back in the
Yeah,
minutes, because if we
it-
did set a date, I would've had it.
Yeah.
in the minutes.
yeah, I think he might have, I think, from what I can recall, I think we gave him a couple options, and I think he came back saying only one of them worked for him.
So maybe that was that first December date,
Okay,
maybe.
but yeah, we can check on that.
Okay.
I have a question for you all. Would you like me to do a coyote talk?
What were you
We
thinking?
talked about that.
Pardon me?
What time of year were you thinking?
Probably fall,
Fall?
right around the hunting season. I think it would be good to get folks sort of educated before they go out in the woods about what they might see out there.
Okay, what do people think?
It's a great idea.
It's
Yeah.
free, it'll be free, and in the past, when I've done this, and it's been a long time since I've done this, we've coordinated with the library, so the library, so you're good with that?
Yeah, that's great. I've talked to them a little bit in the past, just trying, when we've had events to have them help, publicize it. So I think it's great to connect with them.
Yep. So, when do you think, I mean, if we do it in the fall, should we do it on a Sunday afternoon in the fall?
It depends if it's a Patriots football game. We found that if we were doing
Yeah.
events, if it was
That's
opposite a
true.
Patriot game, that you didn't get very many people.
Okay.
Saturday morning is a lot of running around for
Yeah.
people, but
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon is not bad.
Really?
Well,
Or
we
do
did,
we think is weekday good, or is that worse?
It could be a weekday evening. or
Yeah,
Something like that.
Except that kids are in school.
well, a weekday evening, so like,
A weekday evening.
like a 5:30 or something?
Oh, if we did it at 5.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Cause in
Okay.
the fall, you know, it's still light out early in the fall,
Mhm.
at that time, and I don't know, you might be able to get some people that aren't working, and, I don't
Okay.
know, but, like, what do people think?
I don't have strong feelings about it, but on the Saturday thing, just remember that we had that Squam Lake talk, which was, there were a bunch of people who came on a Saturday to that. So I wouldn't rule Saturday out completely.
That was in the morning.
Yeah, it was Saturday morning.
Yeah.
So do kids have, what kind of sports do they play in the fall? I can't remember.
Soccer?
Soccer, football,
So there are
Sports.
sports in the fall.
There's football on Saturdays. Any of the kids here who are going to Merritt Valley.
Okay,
Is
so,
that morning or afternoon, do you know?
I would tend to say early afternoon, if I remember
Okay, so
correctly.
maybe
think
a
I-
Saturday morning?
I think I know what I wanna do. Let's make it Friday, early evening.
Do we think that, I feel like Friday evenings may not have the best attendance.
Yeah, I think Friday evening, even though I'm not working, I still sort of find the weekends.
Friday was kind of a decompress
Yeah,
night in
And
my
it also
house.
competes with movies, movie night.
Oh, yeah. good
Well, we have
One
one
night a
movie night here a month,
Well, yeah.
right? So, okay,
Um,
well, I suggested that just because the Coyote talks that I've given over the years, you know, Friday night has been well attended. Sunday afternoon is well attended. People
Okay.
have done their church thing. Why wouldn't Sunday work?
Possible conflict with people who might wanna watch Patriot game.
Patriots game.
Football. Football,
American
Coyotes,
football.
Yeah,
football.
Coyotes gonna lose
Football's
every
gonna
time.
win for a lot of people.
Well, we can look at a schedule, and if
Does
it's
does
like,
football happen like in the day, in the afternoon, or is it like?
it depends,
Occasionally.
sometimes it's Sunday
1 o'clock
night,
is
sometimes it's Sunday
pretty common.
afternoon, sometimes it's Monday night.
Should we bring up the
Thursday.
Patriots schedule?
I have a suggestion. Why don't we table deciding on an actual date until the next meeting, when we need to also talk about advertising for Bob's thing, and we will know the date by then, and maybe you will have some good solid recommendations based on your schedule, and we can talk about both those things.
Okay,
We also
That sounds great.
if I could get
Okay.
information.
I know that, yeah, so I'm having another back surgery,
Okay.
August 18th.
Okay.
So it's August 18th, September 18th, so it's gonna be October 18th at the earliest. So that's,
Okay.
when does the hunting season begin, like the,
Usually November.
September
Yeah.
1.
Oh.
Yeah, that's,
Begin-
that's.
oh, I don't
beginning.
mean that hunting season,
I mean, oh,
Well, what hunting
the deer hunting.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's talking about, is the
Yeah.
rifle season starts in November.
archery's
That's the big one.
September.
Archery starts earlier,
Right,
and then
yes.
black powder, and then,
But there's, you do get much more people out there during rifle season.
rifle.
Yes.
Rifle is
Yes.
usually the first Wednesday in November, I think, and it goes through till like the
Right after
first
Thanksgiving. yeah.
Sunday of, usually around December 5th or something.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Believe me, I watch it.
Good, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna aim for the end of October then.
October.
Okay, yeah, do
And
you
I'll
wanna,
feel good
Yeah,
and,
so let's look for a Patriot schedule,
right.
just so
Okay,
we have an
so
idea.
that was a good
I mean, there are a
suggestion.
lot of people who don't care as much, but we found that we were doing
Here's
events
Yeah.
on Sunday. It didn't get the same attendance if there was a Pats game.
yep. Great. All right, that's all I had on events. Did anyone attend any events or anything they wanted to share about?
I had a question on something from
Yeah.
last month. I had a note, oh my God, see in here. I had a note about, Merrimack County Conservation District.
Yes.
And that, a farm,
Mhm.
and, I didn't have anything about it. I had a note about Huntoon Bog. So there
Yeah.
were two things, Huntoon Bog, and then, I had another note about, Merrimack County Sanborn Mills Farm. I don't recall.
That was the annual
Did-
supper meeting, yeah, that I talked
That-
about the last,
Right.
our last meeting, yeah.
And
that's-
you did attend that, so I
That's
should
come and
put,
gone, yes.
yes, so I should put that, I should add that to the minutes.
Okay.
I made a note, but I didn't elaborate, and that's what happens when it's so far out.
Amanda, before we move on, I just remembered something else which relates to advertising events. Mary Jo, I was reminded, thanks to your minutes, thank you again for doing that, that you were going to talk to Susan Covert about whether
Yes.
she could include Webster events in her newsletter, and that might be worthwhile to know
Yes.
by next meeting.
I didn't reach out to Susan, I didn't see her, but I talked to someone who's very good friends with her,
Okay.
who said she typically, she's had so many requests for things that she just had to finally say Hopkinton
Talking to
contribute
know, okay.
for
Well,
events,
now we know.
for publishing events, yeah.
Great. Anything else on events? Great. All right, next I have monitoring and stewardship. How did the trail work go?
I think we did, some good work.
Yeah?
We, Bob, MJ, and I think we did a really good job of clearing out the main Eagle Trail loop
Yeah.
around. We also marked the proposed bypass
Okay.
to avoid that lower section through there, so that's marked with red ribbon, and we just cleared stuff that was in the way, out of the way, without doing a major
Yep.
trail thing. And so that's in pretty good shape, I would think.
Great.
We haven't checked the trail going straight down to the river, the one that's kind of plummets down, we haven't checked that one out, and I haven't been out to mock,
Okay.
largely due to the weather, but I can get to that probably with
I didn't
next
check.
school spell.
Okay. Awesome. Great, thank you guys
I
for
do
doing
think we
that.
do have a Riverdale walk coming to Bounds, this upcoming Monday
Yes,
at
we
9
do.
o'clock.
We do.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that the 13th?
It
That
is.
is-
Okay, because I
13th,
haven't,
yes.
I wrote that
Yep.
last time, and I, why?
Yeah.
I, for some reason, thought it was 9:30, but I have pills, I have conflict at 9 o'clock, so I can just come over when I'm done,
Okay.
and I'll find you.
Yeah.
So we'll be walking the boundaries, right? We won't necessarily be on the trail.
Correct, so I don't think, we're not gonna be walking like the extensive boundaries, we're just gonna walk around, that abutters.
Okay.
Like to the perimeter over on that side, cause it was a little unclear, cause I couldn't find some of the monuments with the snow
Okay,
when I was out last time.
okay.
And Bob, you're coming,
What time again?
9 AM?
Yeah,
Okay, great, I was like, we need your compass.
I got an extra couple seconds, maybe.
And then, someone, I believe it's Samantha from the LCIP, Conservation Land Stewardship Program, reached out as follow-up from our most recent monitoring report and asked about the boundary, and I invited her to come along, because she asked. So she'll be joining us, for that. And then I also asked her to bring some more boundary markers, so we can hang them up as we do monitoring. Free is good, right?
Yeah.
And then, she also asked, so the folks over at that program, generally tend to try to monitor all of the properties in a town on one day if they can. Not as extensive as we would do a monitoring, but they like to try to do that because they have so many properties all over the state. So she was interested in either having, the 13th be the beginning of a big day, for her and asked if anyone else would be interested in doing that with her. Or if there was another day that folks would like to do kind of a full day with her. I told her I would just talk to you all and see what people thought. If there's no interest, you know, I can let her know.
Well, Amanda, when you're talking, excuse me, I don't mean to be interrupting here. Do you mean like a full day of walking on our properties?
Yes,
Oh,
so
okay.
she would wanna probably go over to Mock and Riverdale, as well as some of the conservation easements. So,
I don't have anything else on that particular Monday.
okay,
So I can probably put that time in.
okay, that'd be great. I probably won't be able to go, all day, but I might be able to do one more property. But, if anyone else is anyone else
Yeah, I
interested?
mean, I've done it before.
Yeah.
We've done it before, and, that's not a great day for me, to spend the whole day, but I could do another property or two, depending on what they're gonna
I
do.
wonder if you
Okay.
could trade off, you know, you do the morning, you come in for an hour, so, I mean, it's tedious to do.
Yeah, I think the only hesitation I have with that is I don't know exactly what properties and how long and where she will wanna go. So it might be hard to coordinate, especially if there's no service. They're like, oh, we're going to Janeway 2 now, or we're heading over to Janeway 4 now, or something, you know? Or trying to find someone in the middle of the woods if they're trying to do a boundary.
Amanda,
yeah.
are they gonna do it whether or not somebody from the commission participates?
Yes, at some point. So if we said no one
Okay.
was interested in joining at any point this year,
Okay,
she might do it then, she might pick a different
Okay.
day. But if anyone's interested, she's willing to be flexible
Okay.
to our schedule.
So MJ, is this the same group that we met Roz and did the?
Jocelyn.
Yes.
Pardon me?
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
Oh, Joss.
Yes,
Yeah.
Jocelyn and, Charlotte.
Yep.
Yes. Mhm.
It's the
Yeah.
same group?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so they have a,
it's the state organization that is responsible for the elk chip properties.
Yeah.
the
I-
LCIP.
LCIP,
Yeah,
sorry.
it's okay.
I get it wrong the other way more often, and I can never remember what they're called, CLS.
The Conservation Land
Yeah.
Stewardship Program. Yeah.
Cause it used to be, I
The
don't know,
Land Conservation Investment Program.
right,
Yep.
when
So she's
Steve,
gonna,
yeah,
excuse me,
yeah,
if she's gonna try to get everything done today, that's a lot, particularly if there's a bunch of people, you know, the old herd and cats thing.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, because I used to work in the office, so depending on what's going on the property, they may drive by it, like Janeway 3. She
Yeah.
might literally just drive by the road
okay,
and check it
yeah.
out. You know, obviously Rockefeller is a bit more challenging to
Yeah,
get
that's what I
to.
was thinking,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, you know, I don't know exactly how much she plans on trying to walk on the properties, but
Yeah.
it seems that she's trying to fit everything in. It might be pretty fast.
yeah,
and-
we didn't do Rockefeller last time with them, the last time we did Rockefeller, I think with Steve, we were all in the back of his pickup truck.
Yeah, yeah.
Many years ago, but, we did, David Cushing's with them, we did,
Mock.
Mock, we did
Riverdale,
Riverdale,
and we did one of the Rockefeller.
Janeway's.
Oh,
One
no,
of
one of the
Janeway's.
Janeway down by the river,
Down by
yes.
the river, yeah.
So that's about as much as I think is what we would get in a day or part of a day. I can probably do the morning
Okay.
up to lunch.
Okay. So I'll respond to her, let her
Okay.
know that there's interest in making it a longer day and hitting different properties, and I can see if she has any particular properties she definitely wants to visit, or if there's any that she may not.
Does she
necessarily
want an
visit.
overview? Does she wanna walk the bounds?
I'll ask.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
not
mean,
entirely sure.
and
Once they get
when
out
is
there,
this?
they're trying to find
This
boundaries.
upcoming-
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
That
think
walk is this
really
coming
the,
Yes.
the biggest thing is probably Riverdale's, which we're starting at anyway.
Yeah.
So,
And that was the first time we saw the shape files.
Yes, it
Was
was, right.
when Jocelyn had them on her phone, and we were just like, oh my gosh.
Actual boundaries.
Miracle.
yeah. Okay, great. I'll respond to her, but also, I think CC everybody here, so that we're all in the loop, because it's coming up on Monday. Great. And then I just wanted to, update, folks that weren't on the Janeway 2 walk. There is still ongoing ATV activity.
There's what?
There's still ongoing ATV activity, despite our sign that was put up, and the sign's still in great condition, looks great,
It
but,
hasn't been shot up or anything.
yeah, but we followed it, and it looks like, you know, there's, it continues off the property, so it might be something, we wanna think about coordinating with the Hopkinton Conservation Commission on putting up signs on their end, so that we're not putting up a sign once people are already driving through, you know,
Yeah,
trying to.
so hitting it halfway along the trail.
Right,
There
right,
is a washout that's almost as deep as this table is high.
yeah,
Down on the Hopkinton side, pretty close to that, a big cornfield.
yeah,
Right in there, it was pretty spectacular.
yeah, yeah.
So is there anything else besides putting up signs that can be done if the ATV activity continues?
So basically, you know, basically it all depends on what the landowners kind
Oh,
of
okay.
want, because we don't own the property. You know, if they feel compelled to, a recommendation that people often have, if they have the capacity to and means to do, is to put like physical blockade, whether it's a gate
Oh.
or big boulders or something, but a lot of times I see that with like forestry operations, they already have heavy equipment on site.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would be feasible for us to block the Hopkinton side, halfway through the trail, if there's not really a good way to do that.
Yeah, that's just inviting people to go around to get that point,
Which
which they would
we've seen,
probably do.
yeah. And then the other thing is, you know, we could potentially try to mail letters to all of the abutters, just kind of an informational thing, because a lot of times it is the nearby people that are the ones riding.
Affected?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or they might know something. I've had the experience before where people, it wasn't the abutter necessarily, but it was the next person after them, and they were riding through both properties. So it was a joint effort.
Amanda, when did you see this?
When we were out last month.
Last month, I think.
Last month?
Yeah, we went and did
Okay.
a monitoring visit.
Because the Roses had quite a party. There were, I don't know how many people were there. Lots of ATVs, lots of noise, lots of leaving
There's tracks from their
rubber.
property heading
Pardon?
that way. There's tracks from their property heading that way.
Absolutely. So maybe a
There's
little
that good
special note to them.
Yeah, so anytime that, before we do that, we always wanna contact the landowner. So we did, thank you for sending
Yeah,
the follow-up
yeah.
email. So I think we'd probably first wanna get the okay.
And we didn't
from
ever hear
him.
back from Willie
Right,
again,
right.
so.
Cause the Janeways were interested in like approaching some of the abutters themselves.
Mhm.
So if I always, well, that's great, you know, if landowners wanna take,
Talk to the
Was it
landowners.
Roger that wanted to do that?
Roger wanted Willie to reach out, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
Roger or Willie would be great.
Yeah.
But we haven't heard back.
So I can follow
Willie
up.
just said he didn't reach out to them.
Yeah.
But that wasn't about the ATVs, that was about the pipe,
Right,
yeah.
right. But I can send a follow-up.
Yeah, there was a pipe.
Yeah.
Oh, on
Yeah.
that, on
Yeah,
that side.
hold
Yeah.
on one second, I'll get there.
Mhm.
But I can send a follow-up email, just
Okay.
kind of, saying, hey, we're thinking about maybe sending, some letters out, unless you guys wanna reach out to them.
You know, worst comes to worst, you can always get the ranger involved, because ATVs are supposed to have written permission to
Yes.
ride on private land.
Yes.
So if it's that bad, and the ranger is willing to do it, sometimes they are, sometimes they're not, but
Right. Yeah,
that may be an option, particularly when they look at the worst part on
yeah,
Janeway.
yeah. And then another option too is, just reaching out to Five Rivers, since they'll be managing the property at
That's
some point
I
as
think that's a
well.
good-
And they might have some enforcement capacity as well. So, but let's first start with the follow-up email and just see what the landowners say.
Just a point of clarification,
Yeah,
is it the Conservation Commission's responsibility to take some action?
Yes.
Or is it the property owners?
it's us.
Okay.
Because in this particular conservation easement, we're the grantee. So
Okay.
we're responsible for enforcing the
Okay.
conservation easement.
Thanks.
Yep. So the pipe, So we also noticed there was, probably like a 1.5 inch black pipe that, was on the property leading towards the river, and based off of the distance away from the river, it looked like something might be draining out towards the river. I didn't observe any
Like
liquid
sewage.
flowing or anything, or any smell or any indication of that. It might be, you know, in the case of flooding, maybe someone's draining the basement or something, I don't know.
Did you see where it started?
No, it was kind of
Couldn't find
buried.
what that
Okay.
was.
So we also let them know, the landowners know about that, so they were gonna follow up with the nearest abutter, about that, but we haven't heard. So I'll do a kind of a total follow-up with them to see what they wanna do there, but we would also probably wanna include that, if we were gonna send letters out, we'd include that, as well, just to see, hey, do they know anything about it? You know, it could be really old, and maybe they don't know, maybe it was a former landowner. But they were also talking amongst themselves to see if they knew anything about granting permission to anybody for anything like that. So it was just something we saw, so. Yeah, but other than that, it looked good.
Except it's almost, we were still not able to find an actual boundary marker
Oh, by the river there.
by the river.
Yeah, we looked, and we
We
shot
looked for
the.
quite a while.
We
Yeah.
covered it pretty thoroughly, I'd
Yeah.
say. It's
Yeah,
always there.
yeah, we did look pretty thoroughly,
Yeah.
but it could be buried, you know?
Yep.
But, okay, so that's all I have for monitoring and stewardship. Did anyone else have anything? No? Okay,
No, I was gonna say that I can't remember.
okay, well, if you think of it.
Yeah.
Next I had the NRI. MJ, do you have any update or status?
I don't, I haven't,
Okay.
I think what's on me right now is to rewrite that one little section, and you and I spoke a little bit about it, and we just haven't connected on it,
Yeah, I have done nothing,
but,
but, maybe this next month we can,
yeah, this
Connect,
month
yeah.
is really busy for me, I'm away next week, and so, but we can try, just
yeah,
wouldn't take too long.
so no update yet.
Okay, if you come across any of your notes that have said, Amanda volunteered to do this,
Yeah,
shoot me an
I
email.
brought the whole.
Did you?
I brought the whole packet, but
I
don't-
felt like I said I was gonna do something, but I couldn't
Just-
remember what it was, and this was a few months ago.
Yeah, I know.
Would that be April or May?
I'm not sure.
Amanda, it's my recollection that we're pretty much set with everything, so whatever, except for this one piece that
There was a
MJ
section
and I, and you
that we
did
were
stuff.
gonna,
You did a
Usually-
bunch of stuff already.
Usually print out a copy.
yeah,
so
I
we
felt like
can
there was
write
a
it
section that
next.
we had talked about, and, we talked about rewording, I think.
Well, we talked about rewording the section about Pillsbury Lake.
Okay, maybe that's
And
what
I
it was.
said I would do that.
You said you did
and I
that,
have
okay,
not.
maybe that's what I was
I
thinking
have
of.
not done that yet. I don't know what else.
Well,
I feel
MJ
like it's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay,
That's why.
okay, well, if you guys come across anything that said Amanda would do something, just shoot me an
This
email.
doesn't have any notes on it, so this might not be the copy I was
Okay,
using.
so, maybe I put, an update on our agenda for September? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
What did you just say?
I was gonna say
September.
put NRI on the agenda for September.
Are we
So-
not meeting in August?
Well, they just said the next month was really busy for them.
Oh,
So-
okay.
So we need 2 months.
So
not
they
1
need more
month, we
time
need 2
before we
months.
discuss, I think, the NRI is what
Okay,
I was
but are we
saying.
meeting in August?
We haven't gotten to that.
Yeah.
That's new business, ma'am.
Hold your horses.
Seriously? Okay.
Okay, great. Okay. Next I had, the project criteria. So,
Oh, I thought of
okay,
it.
go for it.
This has to do with the easements. When we did the walk with Bob, Isabel and I, the three of us, and we walked across, inadvertently, we walked across property that belongs to the Plusmans. And they have very clearly marked, do not trespass, and, written permission only, but we did think we had permission. But I don't think that the Youngs, from what I can see, I don't think the Youngs have, I mean, they certainly have frontage, but I don't know if they have a trail that goes through. So this is, this is Army Corps, this is Klussman's, and this, I think, the way this is, all of this is, Young's, I think. Because it's all one lot. I don't see, even though there's a line here, I think this is all one lot, cause there's no, so I think that's where their house is.
Okay.
And they just have, this is all the conservation easement.
MJ, what is the thrust
It's-
of what you're saying?
That if we're going to do it again, we either have to get Mr. Klussman's written permission to use
Yeah.
his trail to get through there, or we have to talk to Sue Youngs and ask her if there's a way to access the back property of the conservation
Okay,
easement,
I see, thank
Right.
you.
otherwise. And I don't think we'd do it for anything recreational, it would just be for conservation purposes.
Right, yeah, that's a, thank you for looking into that. That's
But
a
yeah.
good point and good thing to know.
I was just curious, because I was, you know, we thought we were all set, and then we got there and we're not. But he
Yeah.
was very, very considerate and very, you know, we apologized, and he was, you know, very good after that. But he was-
You see your vehicle, or is it like a security camera or something?
Oh, he had security cameras, he could see us from the house.
Yeah.
Multiple.
Yeah.
Multiple,
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of people do.
He's had a lot of problems, he's
Yeah.
had a lot of problems. Somebody dumped half a boat
Oh, man,
on his property, you know.
that's awful.
So it's very clearly posted, and,
Yeah.
you know, every flag was going off, but we went anyway, thinking we were okay.
Yeah,
And,
Okay, so next I had the project criteria. We had talked about last time using Janeway 2, as it. I haven't, since the monitoring visit, I haven't had the chance to like go through and fill that out yet. But Chris, did you wanna talk about it at all?
Well, David and I spent some time on it.
Oh, great.
This today, and we can
with
just,
using Janeway 2 in mind, or the other property that we won't talk about?
oh, I'm sorry. I was referring specifically to
To
the
just this,
protocol.
but not having
Oh,
that
sorry,
coming out.
sorry,
Okay.
not thinking of a particular property.
No.
Oh, okay.
So I think kind of, my first impression, I think our first impression is that,
Is it okay to talk about this now then?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yep,
is it's a bit unwieldy.
okay.
Like, for example, like numbers 3, 4, and 5 could almost exactly be the same concept.
Okay, I'm just gonna pull out my,
Yeah, me
This
too.
is favorable criteria?
Yes. So pretty much 3, 4, and 5, and maybe as far as 7, all talk either to some degree about habitat or community. And it just seemed like maybe that could be condensed so much so we don't having to have like four specific things.
okay.
But what were you thinking?
I was thinking, so, let's say there's been a documented site of Blanding's turtle on a property. I wanted to be able to say, and that was a property we're looking at conserving, I wanna be able to rank that property higher than having it say, oh, there's a Blanding's turtle, you noted that was, you know, 0.9 miles away. I wanna be able to like rank it a little higher if they were actually known on the property. That's kind of what I was thinking. And then a rare or a rare natural community, you know, that's kind of more habitat. If there's like a really specific, you know, habitat type, you know, that's different than having endangered species. Because the habitat type will provide habitat for other species. And it would be a way to protect that specific habitat.
So a natural community, a rare natural community, to me implies endangered or threatened species.
Yeah, that's not what I was thinking with that.
But do you see what we're saying?
I do. Yeah, some of this language is from, you know, I compiled it from different land trusts
yeah.
and stuff, so, that's like the terminology they use. But I understand what you're saying, like, we can try to trim it down. I was just, for me, when I think about whether or not we wanna conserve a property, I'm like, if there's an endangered species on it, I wanna be like,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So in one, you know, on 4, you're saying that it contains habitat. On 5, it's a known site.
Yeah, so
So
basic,
we could combine those, I think.
okay, do people agree, or?
Well, I guess, I agree it's very long, but when you really start to sit down and do it, it's really just a yes, no, or a number, you know, so it almost doesn't matter if if it was the difference between 3 or 300, I'd say it's worth looking at calling it down, but I don't think plucking out 1 or 2 of these is gonna reduce it
But
significantly.
we haven't really made our way through this yet.
Okay, but I'm just thinking that the finer we break it down, the more objective it's going to be. So I feel like I do see a difference between, there's habitat, or the animal is there, or
Yeah.
there's just habitat that's good for it, but not known to be there, or, you know, a known site in the past, but maybe we don't know that it's there now. So, I don't know, it seems like a
It's
fine
niggling,
here, but-
to me, it's so niggling. And this, I mean, this is gonna take a long time. I'm in awe of how long this thing is, and the adding up and all of that. I don't know. I see your point, MJ, I do see, and David and I talked about that, but, it just,
It could, to your point, I think all of the specifics could be included in one question, and then you might choose what's applicable
well, right.
in some way. I mean, the wording could be created to include all the specificity that I think Amanda's speaking to.
But how would you differentiate which it was?
So, for example, right, let's say there's habitat for, again, just using the example, Blanding's turtle on the property, but it hasn't been identified on the property or anywhere near the property. Would you only rank that as a 1 because you haven't noticed it on the property? You know, I just, that's
I
just
have
something.
no idea.
Yeah, because for me, having it split out like this is a pretty yes, no kind of situation, where it's like, if yes, then 5, but that
To
was.
that point, I think the word explain is open-ended. And I think if we wanted to make it easier, faster, I would eliminate the word explain and just
Okay.
have yes or no.
Okay, okay, what do people
But,
think?
well, I mean, I guess I'm thinking, we have a property that comes before us. Taking an hour or two, I don't think we're trying to race through it, I think we're trying to really think through all the possibilities. We're not gonna be using this like every other day.
Yeah,
I feel like we're gonna be using it on those occasions when we have a property, and then I think we wanna use a fine-tooth comb to evaluate it so that nobody can come back and say, oh, well, how come they got a 5 on that and I only got, I don't know, it just
Yeah.
feels like it's worth the extra for.
Well, good, go for it.
yeah, I think that,
Well, I mean, I'm not stopping your questions.
No,
You can
no, I
keep
know,
going, but-
I just, we're becoming very bureaucratic in this commission. I'm concerned about this. I mean,
but having a standard for.
I like the idea of a standard, but my concern goes further than this. You know, I'm frustrated by not being able to find our information on the town website. We have to go outside the town website,
Sorry, can you elaborate
Google Drive,
for,
whatever you've got on Google Drive. I can't find the information that I need on
It's
us.
never been on the town website.
Okay, it should
The
be.
minutes were the only, just the minutes, because some of it is work in progress that is not really intended to be shared yet.
Why not? I mean, we're being televised right now.
Well, we have different things in there that would fall under a non-public session as well.
Yes,
Um,
true enough.
And like MJ said, like work in progress and everything. I mean, I'm not opposed to having some more things on the website, but we would need someone to take charge of that and then get it updated. And as we update things, and if we're gonna keep things on the website, it should be finalized documents so that we don't like, someone's not having to go in every month and update it. I don't have access to do that.
I don't think any of us do anymore. I used to, when I
Right.
was
So-
chair, I had it.
Yeah, I suggested the Google Drive because we didn't have anything to
Okay.
be able to
To
do
me, I
anything.
mean, to me, I get what you're saying about Google Drive. It's a challenging thing, and I have multiple organizations that I participate with. And the first time I saw all the stuff together, it freaked me out, like, oh my God, did I just post this to the ukuleles? And now it's so searchable that that's what you have to just kind of depend on. Just use the search to find what you
I
want.
can't even find Google Drive. I don't know how to do that.
And when I've tried to get in, when you've sent out things, I've been denied access. And I know you've said that you tried to give me
Yeah,
access, and I still haven't been able to get in.
Maybe-
Which is issues I had when I was working at school too. I mean, that's more probably a
Yeah,
Google thing than
I
anything
just,
else.
What do you have for a computer?
PCs.
So PCs should be almost more friendly to Google than.
Well, I mean,
Well, but they're having trouble, so something's
Well,
not
right,
right.
Right, I mean, I don't know.
Are they laptops?
No, they're both desktops.
Both desktops.
You have email on Google?
yeah,
So that's how it always pops up for me. I go Gmail, and, you know, that pops up, then I can go over to the menu to the right and pick the Google Drive out.
Yeah.
That's only I do, maybe there's a better.
No, so when you're
another
in
way.
your Gmail, you have this little box over here that, has all your Google apps.
Yeah,
Yep.
Right here, and it brings them all up, and Google Drive is one of them, it's this one here. Your mail is there, Google Search is there, Google Maps is there, I
Gosh,
don't
I've
use
never
any
seen
of the
that
others.
And you can customize it too. So I've moved Google Drive like up to the top, and then I've also bookmarked it. So I just click it once on the bookmarks bar there.
Is that
Yeah.
is it that black box all the way to the right on top of it that? you
It's that
click
little
it?
9
That's the
dots,
menu.
It's like a 3
like
by 3
little
dots.
dots.
Yeah.
this little thing.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
the key to
So if you do
success
this-
is what it is.
That brings up all, it says your favorites, I've never touched it, this is
Okay.
how it's always been, but it's your Google Calendar, your Google Mail, YouTube's on there, Gemini. I should
Where's
get rid of.
Google Drive?
And here, Google Drive's right here.
It's that little,
Everything Google is like multicolor.
Okay,
it's kind of like this little.
So if you
infinity
just
symbol.
click it, it'll
Okay.
open up Google Drive.
yeah.
And you'll see like all this crazy stuff on here, like it, but if
Does-
I can't find what I'm looking for, I would just look, like I was looking for this document, so I just went up to search, and, I just found salt shed, and there was the salt shed folder. And it
Oh,
had
that's
all
what I've been
this
looking
stuff.
for. That's like
I
mecca.
found the document that we were looking for, and I sent it to Russ,
Okay,
Voila.
just
the
today.
document that we were looking for.
The
from-
letter about the wells.
Okay, Peg needs that.
I asked him to send it out to the whole committee, he said he
Okay, I
would.
haven't seen it.
I just now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So-
great,
Okay, good.
that's
Oh,
actually
that's so-
helpful, MJ.
Helpful. Now I'm not grumpy anymore.
Okay, good, that's my goal in life. I thought you
Degrumpying.
brought your guy to do that for you.
Sometimes she doesn't work.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Okay, okay.
Routine.
So can we move
Yeah.
on from this? Because maybe the rest of the stuff that we had, there were some things we didn't understand.
Okay.
Number 13.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Project would permanently protect existing public land.
Yes.
So is that like, say, I think the scenario I had was if like we have a plot here that's existing and there is a private property up here which could be developed or something, but if we put a conservation easement in here, would that be indirectly protecting that publicly owned property?
Uh,
MJ, it looks like you're saying no.
No,
I'm thinking, this is the example I think of, the soccer field out here, it's
Yeah.
public land, it's not protected, we put a conservation easement on it. So now we're taking land that was always public and we're protecting it.
I see.
yeah.
So
Not
that
that we
it
would
could be
probably do
used
it
as
for
a
that.
soccer field, but you can't build condominiums on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
We wouldn't
probably
do
not
it-
the best
yeah.
example,
No,
but
that's
this
fine.
park was probably, just a park, public land.
What
and then,
park?
The park by the
Across the way,
school.
by the school.
And that, but that's not even protected now, but.
That's the example I was gonna use, like the
Yeah.
river frontage down there,
Uh-huh.
like it's currently open to the public, but it doesn't have the protection of a conservation easement
I see.
on it.
Okay.
But it's public
Right,
land.
right, cause there's a lot
Yeah,
of
I think
times,
that's just-
yeah, there's times where there's properties in town that, you know, residents just assume it's always going to be open to the public, but then, you know, something comes in, it's like, oh, let's vote on it, but a conservation easement would more strictly define what can and can't happen on the
So
land.
didn't you say, though, that we don't have the capacity to handle any more easements?
To not be the grantee. So we wouldn't be the ones holding the conservation easement,
Who would hold it?
different land trusts, so like Five Rivers or Nature
Oh.
Conservancy.
Or even Forest Society.
Yeah,
Would they
Holds a lot of them.
even do small ones?
I don't know.
it would depend on their
I know,
plan and
normally they
everything.
don't.
Five Rivers might do this one. I mean, if we were really thinking about this park, but,
Okay,
There's a lot of factors that go into whether or not.
Yeah.
a land
Okay.
trust would
Okay.
accept
Um,
it.
Well, that's more understandable. I see what you're saying there.
how about, on number 22, Amanda? The property includes 10 acres or more of soils of prime, that's not right, I don't think so, 10 acres or more of prime,
Yep, that's one of the soil
the
types.
prime soils.
Yeah.
So we can eliminate the next of prime. It's just, it's not worded
Or more.
correctly. The property.
Sorry, yes, 10 acres or more
of prime soils,
of
comma,
soil.
of statewide or local importance, as you said. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying, hold on. Property is-
There are soils that are known as prime ag soils.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, here.
Maybe that should be,
But prime soils,
they're just the highest for, farmland.
10
Do I
acres
just
or
take
Officially
more.
known as prime
take it
ag
as
soils.
a mark to
As
rewrite.
opposed to prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, prime is something that's really good versus
I
prime
see
ag
the
means
difference.
something.
Yeah, I'll
It's
rewrite
official
it.
designation.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, those are three different categorizations of soils, so
Right.
I can rewrite that. So it sounds better.
number 23, are we interested in, it just, I don't know why this is here. The property can support a viable tree farm or commercial forestry.
Yeah, yeah, there's many different, uses of land that would be great to conserve, including forests. And a lot of tree farms are, really well managed and operate in a sustainable way.
Well, sure, I understand all that, I just
Okay.
wonder if this goes without saying. If it's,
Oh, no,
if it's
I don't.
got, a good community, if the other things were a yes over here, if all of this was a yes, I'm just wondering if that was a yes.
Well, not necessarily. This one specifically talks about acreage and size.
Yeah, so some properties that are 50 acres or greater.
Which is why I felt like that was a good one to include, because when you get to an acreage of that
Okay.
size with a forest, you're really talking about habitats and the wildlife and, more than just, let's say it was like a 10-acre block, right? It's gonna be different habitat, protected with a larger,
So
larger
anything
size.
that would be 50 acres would probably be yeses all the way through this.
Potentially, a couple different things could be, if the whole property was, commercial agriculture, for example, maybe we don't score that, as high there. Or if it was a particular type of wetland for, I'm struggling to think of one in town, but, you know, where there wouldn't be a tree farm because of the wet soils, that wouldn't
Well, yeah.
allow all the trees to grow or something.
Of course.
But, yeah, so that would be, but that would be most forested, properties that are more than 50 acres.
Okay.
I have a question about that. Do we have good rationales to draw on, Amanda, as to why it's 50 acres as opposed to 25 acres or 75 acres?
Yeah,
Okay.
so, well, yes, I understand your question. So the 50 acres, so this was one that I, you know, again, I kind of incorporated stuff from different land trusts. I don't have a reasoning why that's not 40 and not 60. It seemed like a good size, and there's also, like, there are properties in town that are 50 acres or greater, so it seemed like a reasonable thing for our town. But if we think the acreage should be smaller or larger,
I'm only bringing that up because I could imagine a landowner saying, how come my 40-acre lot isn't acceptable as a tree farm? And if we've got a good reason for that, whether it's data from Five Rivers or Spinoff or whatever, then great.
Well-
I just think we need to be able to justify why we're coming up with that.
okay, I mean, basically, you know, if it was, let's say 40 acres, it's gonna score some of these other ones, like number 20, like if it's recognized for good to excellent management, or is a certified tree farm, like there might be tree farms that are smaller, it would score high on that one. This is just trying to kind of bring, I guess, more value to some of those larger tracts of land. That's my reasoning for the 50 acres, I guess.
And, you know, this is all gonna be tallied up, so all the different, you know, every little nuance of this property is gonna be kind of taken into account and then all summed up at the end and see what.
Oh,
how
I
it's
understand all
scored.
that.
Yeah.
I'm just putting myself
Yeah,
in the head of somebody else
Yeah.
whose property is being scored
Yeah.
and imagining what questions might occur.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just a note on this whole thing, you know, I was anticipating that this document is basically like an internal document for the Conservation Commission. Like, we're not sharing this document with landowners. This is for us to help guide us in how much time or resources we try to put towards a potential project.
Okay,
yeah.
but, I mean, one of the reasons I really like this idea is that if it gives us a good basis
Yeah.
on which to make a decision
Yes.
about a
Yeah.
a piece of land. And if a landowner raises the roof about it,
Yeah.
we've got data. And I
Yeah.
just want us to be able to justify.
Yeah,
Yep, no.
yeah, and I think, you know, on the kind of the, not flip side of that, but, you know, let's say we have two very similar properties, but one's 250 acres and one's 35 acres, right? One of those is gonna score this full, you know, the 5 points here,
Yep.
right? And that can be
Yep.
helpful for our reasoning and why we're maybe putting more money or more support towards that property and project. But like I said, if we feel like maybe we make that 40 acres, lower the threshold.
What I would
we can.
suggest is, what about just having kind of a graduated scale? So, you know, like, to be in current use, you gotta have 10 acres, so 10 to 49 is so many points, and 50 plus is extra points.
Okay,
So that way, I think it gets to what Isabel's saying, so someone has a really, really nice 30-acre property or 20-acre property even, then they still wanna get points, and again,
okay,
size does matter in this
Right.
case, but still allow them to get some points for having a nice
Yeah.
20-acre
Okay.
or whatever.
okay,
That might be a good
I
way.
managed
Yeah,
lots of
that's
small
exact-
lots in my day, and some of them are very nice, and
Right.
they're as good as a
right.
300-acre property
Yeah.
that just got blitzed.
So, okay, just real quick on that note, for breaking it down, so we have, you know, 0 to 5. What do we wanna make, 50 acres?
I like Bob's idea of beginning with a 10-acre
10
because that's the
Okay,
current use
so that'd be
thing.
1, that'd be score 1.
Sure.
Okay. Would 2 be 20 or 30?
I thought it was 10 to 49. The way I
Yeah,
heard what he
that's
said,
what I
That's
was
what I
was
said,
that
I was just.
10 to
yeah,
49 is
thinking
either a 0, 1, or a 2, and we can just
Okay.
make it a 1. And then over 50 is a 5.
And we should also consider that there are going to be some unique properties that are smaller than this, that, you know, that other factors may compensate for the lack of size.
They just
Right.
won't get a score on this particular number.
Yeah, okay, so we're saying, 10 to 49 would be 1 or 2.
Good.
And then 50 plus would be 3 to 5. Okay, great. Great.
On number 26, I think you just need a little bit of language before along. So the property is along or
Oh,
within?
okay. Sure,
Yeah,
yep.
okay. And then we had underlined that, I don't remember why. The project will, on number 31,
Mhm.
the project will restore
Mhm.
impacted wetlands or water bodies. So an example of that might be what will happen during the remediation of the salt shed site.
If that was trying to become a conservation land,
Mhm.
yes, yeah. So,
This says project.
yeah.
Everything else says property.
Yeah, well, property doesn't make sense for that, and, basically, this would be kind of specific. So this would be someone is approaching us saying, hey, I wanna conserve this property, and I have this project that I plan on restoring, like. these
So, yeah, we
wetlands
need
for.
to flesh that wording out, I think. Maybe something along the lines of the proposed project on this property,
Okay.
something like that.
Proposed project on the property, great. Done.
On number 34, we don't have very many other comments, but on number 34, we wondered why that was there.
Yeah, so I think basically, if you have a public surface water supply, it's important to try to protect the land around it for runoff, contamination, all sorts of things. And so I think if there's a property that we're looking at conserving that's within 1 mile of that water supply, having it in conservation is gonna.
So are you talking about aquifers?
Not necessarily.
No, it says surface water.
Surface water, so
I'm-
we don't have any, I don't think we use any of our surface waters
Yeah,
for
that's a
water
good
supply.
question.
Yeah, I think the last one was Walker Pond, and that was Bosco, and they no longer use that as a public water supply.
Okay, so we don't have any surface water.
No, I think
public
pretty
water
much the
supply?
only real public water supply is Pillsbury Lake District, and that's all from wells.
Okay, well then, if we don't have that in town, then it doesn't make sense to keep it in there, so we can take that out. Does that sound good to
Yeah.
everyone? I didn't know that, so, great.
And then, under the unfavorable criteria, is this the property lacks, oh no, the number 5. We thought that that was a little vague.
Yeah, so it kind of has to be vague because there's a lot of different things that might fall under that. So a monitoring or stewardship problem. So it could be something like the boundary line is in dispute right now, and without a boundary line, you wouldn't be able to know what is on or off the property, which would make monitoring impossible to, or enforcing like a stewardship
Like the
issue.
property up off of Long Street.
So that's one example. Another one would be if there was a landowner that was very interested in protecting their property, but they didn't want anyone to visit the property to monitor it ever. That
Oh,
would be
jeez.
another
What if
problem.
it was landlocked by a butter that?
That would be another example. So there's all these different scenarios that kind of fall into this vague monitoring or stewardship.
Okay, did you put the word forever for a reason?
Yes, because conservation easements exist for perpetuity.
So does it need to be said?
I think so, because that's what you consider, that's what you want to consider when we're evaluating it. not just, can we monitor it for the next 5 years, but is this gonna be something that we can do for perpetuity?
Okay, I mean, I understand that. I just thought that it was a fact of having a conservation easement on a piece of land with a grantee, that it would just go on in perpetuity.
I mean, if we wanna take out the word forever, I'm not.
I
that's fine.
don't think we should, because I don't know for a fact that that is a given, Chris. I mean, that's an interesting point.
But I think that's what she's saying.
In a conservation easement, are all conservation easements in perpetuity?
They should be.
But
They
they're not.
should be.
I think I've heard of 99-year easements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
But
think,
are those conservation easements or are those rights to use?
Good question, I'm not sure I can
Yeah.
answer that.
I've heard of 99-year leases for people to have access to a property, but it's not protected.
I don't think it hurts to leave forever
Okay.
in my opinion.
I think it does,
Why?
because,
How about easement term?
pardon me?
How about easement term instead of forever?
That would be much better,
Well-
because if an easement term could be 99 years,
I-
that's not forever.
I guess one thing I'll say on that is, when we're going through this criteria, it's going to be before conservation easement deed is drafted, because this is like earlier on in the process, so we won't have the terms of the conservation easement, and I think any conservation easement that we do work with is going to be in perpetuity. I don't think we're gonna have any that come across that
But
would do
how
that.
about ones that we don't do? What about the ones that have been done, that may have,
But we don't.
This is for
isn't
just
for
new
that.
projects.
oh, this is just new projects?
Mhm.
Okay,
This-
okay. And then, what, we thought number
Yeah,
9,
just an explanation of what that meant.
yeah.
Yeah, so basically, let's say someone is interested in trying to conserve the land, but they're like, it needs to be done this year or else I'm selling it to this developer, building a bunch of homes on it, and we don't have, and the land trust that we might be working with doesn't have funds to immediately
Or
buy,
capacity.
or capacity to buy or protect the property, then, we would have to probably eliminate that project, because we just wouldn't be able to act that fast without the funds, and capacity to do
So
that.
that brings up a thing for me. There are a couple of elderly people in town that
Mhm.
want to protect their land.
Mhm.
So elderly people have a habit of dying. So if there's a really great piece of land
Mhm.
that we would love to have, but the person's very elderly, should we be in a position where we can act quickly as a commission?
I think that depends on a lot of things, unfortunately, because ultimately, we're not acting alone, right? We need to have another land trust or organization interested in the property. I think, if we have that, then yes, we might be able to move things forward and help them do that sooner, to the best of our ability. Obviously, like, we're all volunteers and whatnot, but I don't see why we couldn't try to help move things along that are time sensitive if we have the support of our land trust and other things.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to think of us as being able to respond quickly and properly, and you're right, if we're working with another, and maybe it would be worthwhile, do you think, to bring somebody from Five Rivers in to one of our meetings to talk about process and,
I want to talk about that during our non-public session.
okay, good. So I think,
I think the only last thing
Oh,
we had
this is
was number
what-
12.
what the heck is a mortgage subordination?
Oh,
13.
Sounds ugly.
so I will say that is not, my forte.
We actually looked it up and we were still trying to make sense out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so basically, this, I mean, this was something, again, that, you know, I kind of grouped from other,
Right.
land trusts. But basically, if they, I think if they don't have the ability to actually like convey a conservation easement on their lands, because they don't own the property or something like that, then we wouldn't be able to protect it, because they're not the owners
is that
of
what
it.
mortgage subordination is?
You know what, I would suggest if we're not sure what this means ourselves, that we not include it.
Okay.
A subordinate mortgage, commonly known as a second mortgage or HELOC, I don't know if they're HELOC, is a loan ranked behind your primary mortgage in repayment priority. If your home goes into foreclosure or is sold, the primary mortgage gets paid first. Only after the first lien is fully satisfied does the subordinate lender receive any remaining money.
Right,
So I don't know whether
Let's
this
take it out.
language was meant to say.
Good.
We can take it out, and then
Okay,
if there's
good.
something, that's what the other one
Well,
is
yeah, if
for
there's
down
some
there.
point in there
Yeah.
that you wanted to make, maybe you could come up with words that we
Yeah.
can understand.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I mean, they
would-
may, a secondary lender might say, but you're limiting the rights on property that I have a stake in.
Right.
So they may not allow it, it may lower the I don't know.
Yeah,
Because
but in
really
this
the
case,
intent
you're
here is
saying
said,
they're
do they have
unable
a
to,
valid deed, you know, title in the land?
Oh, good.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like I said, that was not my area.
yeah, and what
Well,
I find interesting here is it says that they're unable to obtain this. I mean, if we can see a mortgage subordination is a second mortgage of one sort or another, if you can't, they can't obtain it, I'm not sure how that would, how that would impact us.
Yeah, let's just take it out.
What about
Going,
number 12?
going.
What about, the significant concerns about the landowner's intended tax deduction?
Yeah,
What
so
evil are we thinking here?
that is kind of an IRS thing. So they're basically, if a landowner's sole focus in putting a conservation easement on their land is for tax deduction, like a land trust will not go for the project. There's like, again, not my exact forte, but there is, there's laws and regulations about charitable trusts, which all conservation easements fall under. So that is a disqualification, if that's their
Okay.
sole purpose, to try to find a tax deduction.
that's remarkable,
What's remarkable?
that whole thing.
That people do that?
No,
Oh.
that anybody would have the right to judge somebody in that way, and that it would be legal, actually. I mean, if they want their land protected, that's a very good thing.
But this is saying they don't really care that much about it, like they're
Which
really only in it for
may,
tax
which may
deduction.
lead to violations of their own on the property.
Well, it may, but it may not.
I'm
We're-
sorry,
we're not-
I gotta do this. Sorry.
Okay,
It's I mean, we're not like judge, jury, and executioner, we're just saying, we find that unfavorable for this
Well, I
project.
wonder if Webster would have some liability if that happened in some way. I don't know the answer to that, but that would be a concern.
if what happened?
If the landowner is
Rosie.
breaking
Oh, you stay here, Cal.
if the landowner is breaking the tax laws, and Webster has granted a conservation easement, does Webster have any liability because this landowner has broken the tax
But
laws?
is that what this is saying? I don't think that's what this is
I
saying.
don't know. There are significant concerns about the landowner's intended tax deduction.
I'm gonna make a proposal.
I'm sorry?
I'm gonna make a proposal.
Oh.
We take that out because ultimately, we will not be moving forward with a conservation easement project unless another land trust is involved, and they would disqualify the project
Okay,
based off of that.
And
that's
they're always
easy.
gonna have an attorney look at it anyway, right?
Exactly.
So that should
So
hopefully.
we can just, if everyone's okay with that.
Oh,
we can-
please,
Great.
So that's 12 and 13. Okay. Okay.
okay.
But, getting rid of 13, and maybe it's in here elsewhere, but what about having a valid title to the land that they want to, is that in here? Did I miss it?
It's not in there because that's something that I think of as later in the process. We're not gonna be trying to fund and do title work ourselves before trying to say the project, that's something the land trust's
Okay,
gonna
yeah,
do.
right,
But we
So-
might save a lot of time, like if we, it's, I think, kinda easy to do if you got on and see that, oh, there's 3 liens on this property, right? We don't wanna touch a property with 3 liens unless they cleared them all prior to, these coming into effect or something like that.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I'm open to putting something in here like that. I just am not sure of the wording.
Yeah, okay. Anyway,
But if you wanna think about that,
will.
maybe we could add
think I've run
something
into
like
this
that
in-
in there, that's like a
somewhere.
quick look, not like a whole title
Yeah,
search
yeah,
situation. Yeah. Great. So I can make these, or we can make these edits and then, can resend it back out. But thank you guys for going through that.
A quickie, minor detail on number 16, under favorable criteria. There's a typo, it says if and it should be of. So while you're fixing stuff, it says the property is adequate size location to protect the conservation values if surrounding land, it should be of surrounding land that can be developed.
No, that's
No?
not what I'm trying to say.
I'm just reading it after.
The property is adequate size, is of adequate size
Is.
location to protect the conservation values.
If
Comma.
Oh.
It should have a comma.
Okay, if surrounding land, okay, sorry.
If surrounding land,
But you might wanna add an of, the property is
Sure,
of adequate size
sure.
and location.
yeah. Here it's your of.
Yeah, I added up. Great. Excellent.
So remember
In
when
the
I
weeds.
met with that landowner on Deer Meadow Road?
Corliss? Yes? Oh, sorry, I was gonna talk about those things in the non-public session.
Oh, okay.
Just before that, is there any other business, we can talk about next meeting?
Yeah, do we wanna decide on whether we're gonna meet in August?
How do people feel?
Well,
What?
I'm probably not gonna be available
Okay.
because of my back.
Oh,
right.
right, okay. What about other folks?
That's the 16th though. What is the
The
second?
8th.
Okay, the second
Oh, no, that's- I'm sorry,
Wednesday
that's
is the
today.
12th, so
Oh.
Yeah.
that's like the week before.
Oh, my back is operating now.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we could be here.
What
some-
would happen if we didn't meet in August?
Oh, actually, yeah, that got a little.
We
bit-
would just have probably more things to talk about, maybe a slightly longer meeting in September. And obviously, we'd be a little bit further behind in some of the things that we're working on, but, I don't think anything
Okay.
catastrophic that I'm aware of right now.
It is nice to have a little bit of a breather. I've got a little bit of a school board breather this month and a WebDem breather this month, and then they're all back on in August. It'd be nice to have a little bit of a break from this, or at least in terms of second Wednesday. Yeah, I got the second Wednesday. I'd have a conflict, or very close to a conflict, if we were doing the second Wednesday in August, which is
Okay.
the 12th.
Which is when we do it.
Jay, you said you had a busy upcoming month.
This
right?
month is my
This
busiest
month,
month.
okay.
So August is my,
I see, okay.
But
We've done that in the past.
we have.
Just take August
We often
off.
took July and August off, but
Okay.
it depended. I mean, when we had Pillsbury Lake was out, we met more than once a month,
Yeah.
so it depends.
Bob, what do you think?
I'm pretty easy,
All right.
and again, I love your emails, so
Yeah.
we could, if we didn't have me, if you just keep the emails coming, if there's something,
Yeah.
everybody chime in on this. we can
Yeah,
get
All
back
right.
that
We
way.
can't make any decisions that way, though.
Okay,
Yeah.
without
All
a
right.
quorum.
But could we do something like decide to have a work day in the woods or something? Could that be
Oh,
done
yeah.
via email?
As long as it's posted. Yep.
Yeah, I think, okay, so how about we don't have an August meeting then, have a little summer break, and have our next meeting in September?
Yep, second Wednesday.
Sounds
Are you gonna-
beautiful.
Are you gonna be able to attend that?
Yep.
You are, okay.
Yep.
Great.
I think.
I don't
It'll
have,
be the 16th of September,
No,
is
it'd
that
be the
right?
9th. It'd be the 9th.
The 9th.
The 9th?
That'd be the second Wednesday.
Oh, right.
yep, the 9th, great. And we'll be up here again for the foreseeable future.
Okay, and that's at
Oh.
4.
So when we go into non-public, do you know how to turn?
Yep, he showed me. Great, was there any other business before we do that? No? Great, all right.
Hang on one second, I felt like I had something else, maybe it was just the time of the meeting. Oh, we didn't mention, whether we're doing a paddle in September, is
Oh.
that still on?
Oh, yeah, we
Okay.
had that on the calendar, so I
Okay.
didn't have anything new on it.
Okay.
But we had that for September 20th, I believe, a Sunday.
Yep,
Yep.
yep. I didn't add that to the
That's gonna be beautiful.
So we'll probably, yeah, we'll talk more about that at our next meeting.
Yep,
Great, okay,
sorry.
great. I'm gonna end the regular
First.
Yep.
meeting then.
Okay.
Perfect.